Hello folks, I'm going to talk about mistakes to avoid while preparing for CAT. There are like a million of them. I'm going to focus on four rather important ones, especially when you're starting now in March. And the first one, sprinting unrealistically. And so very often when people start off, they have super ambitious targets for how much they want to get done the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So say, I want to finish geometry, finish 2 novels, take 1 mock exam, complete 3 sections in LRDI, then finish algebra by April 4th. And it's impossible. And so there is a lot of josh when you begin. And sometimes you feel like the pace is slow and you can do more and attack and complete. But this is a marathon, not a sprint. Remember that. So set your targets realistically, amp up, keeping at it and making a habit of it and iterating and improving continuously. That's the ball game. If you have intensity spurts, bank them. Suppose you feel inspired on a Sunday and you feel like, look, today I'm going to attack something for 4 hours, destroy it, be the king in that topic, go for it. So that should be the cherry on top of the cake. Your plan cannot be based on running full tilt for 3 weeks and finishing 40% of the syllabus because it's super unrealistic. It sets you up for disappointment, sets you up for saying, look, I could not achieve it, now I'm already behind. You may not be behind, but you set your target so high that you feel behind. Don't do that. Okay. Second one, mistake to avoid is thirsting for speed. Very often, there's a learning phase and then there's a consolidation phase. You learn ideas, you digest them. When you digest them, your muscle memory kicks in, your brain automates processes, speed comes in. After you have learned, after you have consolidated, speed comes. Right? Speed is not an input variable. Speed is an output variable. What do I mean by that? You practice, you let your brain automate processes, you do different types of questions, naturally your speed improves. You cannot say from today onwards, I'm going to do 6 questions per every 14 minutes instead of the 5 I've usually been doing. It doesn't work like that. And so you practice and you practice and you practice, speed increases. This thirst for speed introduces decision-making variables ahead of time. So you start evaluating each question on the basis of how quickly can I do it? Can I keep this? How is this important? Is this relevant? If I skip this, can I still crack it? When you are learning ratio or percentages or arrangement puzzles, then there's no cat. In that moment, there are 10 questions in ratios. You should look to attempt all 10 and get all of them right. And super important, this thirst for speed dilutes fundamental learning. It completely bypasses the idea of learning something thoroughly. More importantly, it sacrifices accuracy at the altar of speed. And that doesn't work. When you're learning, you should say, look, I will get everything right all the time. It's an attitudinal thing. This trade-off for speed and accuracy, all of that comes in October, maybe not even then. Or this idea that, look, I can do something slightly quicker, maybe it's okay that I get it wrong, is wrong. The idea is wrong. Right? So you cannot say, what will it's okay to get a few things wrong in the early part of your preparation. It is not okay. You get everything you attempt right. You learn everything you learn from scratch, from fundamentals. You practice sufficiently so that the speed increases naturally. Don't thirst for speed. Sacrifice fundas. Sacrifice tougher questions because you simply don't go there because you don't want to sacrifice your question count and be in mock mode ahead of time. Don't do that. Third thing that you should look to avoid, that is underestimating revision. And so when you learn 1, 2, 3, 4 topics and you go to the 5th one, it is very, very, very natural when the first topic has gone out of your head. So don't stack on a million topics. Don't say I'll finish ratios, proportions, data interpretations, basic charts, then logical reasoning, arrangement puzzles, parajumble exercises, then I'll do percentages, profit and loss, simple interest, then geometry 1, trigonometry, and then take stock. By the time you go all the way here, the first topic that you read, I don't even remember what I said. And so the idea is, if you don't revisit aggressively, then you'll forget things. One is that it is very natural to forget things, but in learning for the first time, if you learn 14 topics in a row and then you take a practice exam, if the questions are from the first topic and you get stumped by it, your initial instinct is, I don't remember anything. This has gone for a toss. What have I been learning so far? And now I'm all at 0. This is an impossible exam to prepare for. And then that set of thoughts crush you. And so schools follow a beautiful system called spiraling mode of education. What they do is they teach idea by idea almost like you're going up a spiraling staircase. What is meant by that? So if you learn different topics and iterate back. So if you learn ratios, percentages, profit and loss, simple interest, geometry basics, algebra basics, number system basics, permutation probability, arithmetic, general mathematics, percentages. Then this time you're revisiting, and therefore there's a part of it that you feels like you're doing it for the very first time. But trust me when I tell you this, if it took you 6 hours to finish percentages in first iteration, in second iteration it will take you only 3 hours. Third one will be 1.5 hours. By the time you've gone to our fourth way of doing it, ideas are automatically in there. You're just practicing, you're not learning. But you have to account for revising, because otherwise ideas will fly out. And more importantly, you lose confidence when you're learning a topic that you've already learned, because a big part of your brain is saying you've already covered it, but it's not showing. So you start questioning everything. What have I studied? Is it even worth this on this journey? All of that. And so avoid that. Don't underestimate revision. Revise and incorporate continuous revision as part of your learning schedule. Right. Fourth point, again crucial, deferring mocks. And so taking the first mock is a big deal. The first few mocks is a big deal. Take them as early as possible. It's like ripping off a band-aid. And so always there is this part of your brain which says, I will do this after I finish one more round of revision, after I learn this topic also. I've not even touched verbal so far. I will do some LRDA practice, then attack it. I've not amped up this topic. None of that matters. And as far as the syllabus is concerned, 2/3 of this paper has no syllabus, verbal and LRDA. And I'm telling you, if you're sitting here listening to this video, there is every chance that out of the 22 questions that are present in Quant, you have some idea of approaching 5-6 of them automatically. You may not get them right. You may not get them right at the right time, not quickly enough. But you'll not be twiddling your thumbs. You'll have enough to do in exam. Take a mock. 75% of the syllabus is covered. What are you waiting for? Take a mock. This deferring of mocks creates a series of problems, and it makes the mock a bigger deal than it needs to be. Your first 5 mock scores are for yourself, not for anybody else. I would go to the extent of saying it's not even for yourself. You can take a mock and say, look, it's not my best mock. I'm not ready. I've taken the mock. I'm not even going to worry about the score. It's also all right. Learn, fill the gaps, analyze, but don't worry about the score. Bin the score. It doesn't matter. And so don't be hostage to the idea of scoring some marks and some percentile in any of these early mocks. They don't matter. But the more you keep deferring mocks or pushing mocks, the tougher it is going to be to get onto a mock schedule. And a lot of people who have experienced CAT takers who've taken CAT before, not experienced CAT takers who've taken CAT before, they'll tell you that, Macha, I prepared for this. I did. I kept taking mocks. My scores went up and down. They crashed. Somewhere I got the hang of it. Somewhere along this journey, I don't know why it happened. I don't know how it happened. I don't know exactly which mock it happened. Some people will tell you mock number 14 is when it happened. But somewhere they'll tell you, I got to a point where if I take a mock, I'm reasonably sure of what I'm going to do, and I'm reasonably confident of getting 55 marks. And then only my real serious exam-linked preparation began. And so it is very likely that you go through the journey, that you don't have a hang of this. You don't have the 10,000 feet view of what this exam is all about. You're learning bits and parts, all moving parts, but you don't know the big picture. In that case, you'll have to do a bunch of mocks for your mind to automatically digest all of this, for it to then fall in place, to get a sense of, okay, this is CAT. And then you start your phase 2, taking that 55 to 65 to 75 to 85. That will happen. So you have to give your system time to digest the idea of handling a 2-hour exam. And that doesn't happen overnight. For some, it could be a 3-week process. For some, it could be a 3-month process. If it were a 3-month process and you take your first mock on June 1, July, August, September 1 is when you get the hang of it. By that time, you feel like, oh, pass me, now I can't revise. Is it enough time to tweak and improve your score? Then confidence starts falling. And so don't keep deferring this mock. Your scores don't matter, your performance doesn't matter, your percentile doesn't matter. Taking the mock matters. Super guys. Those are the 4 things I would earnestly want you to avoid. in this window of preparation. Of course, you should avoid junk food and bad TV and Instagram and all that. But it's not my job to tell you any of that. I have not managed to avoid any of that. So have fun in your you're all young, super young. So have fun, play, enjoy, read, all of that, and have fun during your CAT preparation. Also, don't live austere lives. Best wishes.